name is Steve Stevens, the best sports consultant money can buy. I make more money betting sports than anybody in the world. I'm the one that tells you who to bet. I'm not a bookie, I'm the Bookie Killer.
If money talks, then I got a lot to say. I'm on the grind trying to make $100,000 a day. The game that I pick, believe me, it's a winner. What I know could get you rich, cause all I pick is winners. Welcome to Las Vegas. Money talks, money talks. Welcome to Las Vegas.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You are now tuned into the VIP Sports Podcast. I'm Steve Stevens, a.k.a. the Bookie Killer. They call me El Scorcho in the streets. Sitting here with my co-host, the Big Skipper. Good afternoon, Skip. What's going on, brother?
Oh, Halloween weekend here in Las Vegas, Steve.
It's the VIP Sports Halloween edition show.
Yes, it is.
Halloween is one of your biggest holidays. I know you like to get downtown and get a little crazy on that night, huh, Skip?
I absolutely love Halloween in this city, Stevens. It is my favorite night of the year when the freaks come out. And Lord knows I'm part of the freak show, my friend.
Yeah, I've noticed because, I have kids now. I got no choice but to celebrate and make them happy, this, that, and the other. But I've never been the Halloween guy. I've never been the guy that goes to all the Halloween parties and dresses up. Well, I mean, you've known me for 6, 7 years now. I'm just not into it. I look at it. I just don't like it. There's nothing really there. I don't go against it. I'm not a hypocrite, but I've noticed that it is your favorite.
It's not satanic to you or anything crazy like that, right?
No, and that's what I was just going to tell America. That's what it definitely isn't to you.
No.
It's not your favorite holiday because you're some
a great time.
Satan-type fucking guy. You like to get fucked up.
Everybody dresses up. They be who they got an opportunity to be who they want to be. They let their alter egos out, Steve. I mean, if you want to be Batman, be Batman. I mean, if you want to be Colonel Sanders, be Colonel Sanders.
I think Halloween's turned in more for the American housewife to just dress up like a slut. I mean, let's keep it 100. Halloween is nothing but a happily married couple's wife to just wear a G-string up her ass because in reality, she'd like people to see her tissy and puss.
Well, if you got a wife out there that likes to dress up as a mermaid.
It's embarrassing. There's a lot of guys out there that are square guys, good guys, that have to go to a Halloween party with their fucking girl, their wife, with their butt cheeks out. Oh, I'm gonna be Catwoman. I bet you are, bitch.
I bet you
You're
do.
gonna have some tight ass leather on and your pussy lips hanging out for everybody to see. Trick or treat, you know what I mean?
Yeah, this is all treats and no tricks. Now listen, you're gonna blow it for me, dude, because my wife isn't gonna let me out if you keep talking like this.
Well, I'm just telling you.
Half of the fun is going down to Fremont Street and seeing these chicks with tails coming out between their ass cheeks, dressed up as a pussycat.
Yeah.
Or the girls that walk around in the little schoolgirl outfits with the plaid skirts on. I mean, that's half the fun, Steve.
Well, I'm just saying, though, don't use Halloween as an excuse to be an all-out slut. If you're a housewife or you're bored or you got nothing to do, get into porn. Get paid for it. Don't just go out and set it out there for someone else because you're embarrassing your guy, number one, and your dude's not looking to fight on Halloween because your pussy lips are hanging out in the Catwoman outfit. So be respectful with it on what you wear. Have some fun, and like Skip said, do it in all good taste and fun, huh?
Yeah, keep your pussy lips tied up. Keep them put away. Anyway, I don't know where the hell the start of this podcast is going. All I was trying to say, Mr. Stevens, is that it's Halloween weekend here in Las Vegas at the Bet Online Studios, right here at VIP Sports, sunny Las Vegas. The weather's been amazing. 83 degrees out there. For this time of the year, it's about 8 degrees above average. This is my favorite time of the year. World Series, hockey every day.
Shout out to the World Series. I was just in California.
Yes,
caught
you
one
were.
of the best games I've ever seen.
We'll talk about that
We'll
game,
talk
too.
about that in a little bit. Sat on Huntington Beach a little bit on
Yes,
the
you
ocean.
did.
Went to Disneyland, snuck that in with the kids. So one thing about us, time is money. And like I said, I made sure we used very, very good time of our time over the last 48 hours.
And I made sure I held down the frontier for you here while you were gone.
I see. You guys broke a record. We'll talk about that later also.
We did very well. But it's my favorite time of the year. You got hockey every day. You got basketball every day. You got the World Series. You got college and pro football 5, 6 days a week. And we're going to have a big announcement coming up later in the show, so stay tuned.
We got a good show for you coming live and direct here from Las Vegas from our brand new state-of-the-art studio, sponsored exclusively by Bet Online, our boys down there at betonline.ag. It's October 27th to be exact. The month is going very fast.
Wow.
2017, podcast number 142, Skip.
Yes, it is.
Our show is great. We have some amazing things to talk about. World Series being one of the best games played in the last 1-1 so far. We're going to get into a preview of the biggest game in NCAA football this week, and I think you're going to talk about something special with that as well.
Yes, I am.
Recap some of the winners that we gave off last week and tell you who to look out for and who to bottom line get paid from this week. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
You want to get a hold of VIP Sports and you want to talk to us personally, because like I said, we do not text message anybody. We do not email. Being the #1 sports consultant firm in the business and in the world, we get more trolls than anybody. Okay? So if you put a comment in, of course you're going to get trolled. You want to know it's us, 877-220-6540.
And who wouldn't want to talk to us?
If you love money, you're going to love us. If you're just looking for a free pick, go to our website at VIPSportsLasVegas.com. We have packages for all size, shapes, colors of sports bettors. You can't be prejudiced to the size, shape, or color of the ball.
No, you can't.
As long as it fucking pays, that's all that matters. I don't care if it's a pissing contest or a cockroach race. As long as we got the information that pays, that's all that matters.
It could be Chinese ping pong, for crying out loud. If we got the information and it's going to pay, we're going to get some money on it.
Okay, if you're watching us, the podcast on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to our channel. When you click the subscribe button, also make sure you hit that little bell. That way you get alerted to everything Skip and I are doing, whether I'm doing the Motivation 101s, out of town at the World Series, making six-figure bets, Skip's at the casino winning $100,000, me and Skip are out at the casino blowing $200,000 and drunk as fuck. We're going to give you everything and bring you into our lives of guys that bet big and live large. The VIP Sports Podcast is all about the legitimacy of making sports betting legal across the country, and more importantly, making you guys better sports bettors. In this day and age, everybody and their mom is a handicapper. The internet's full of a bunch of shit, and you don't know who's who and what's what. Anybody can put anything on their socials. Everybody's a millionaire now. Everybody's 80%. Everybody has a sports consultant business. These are the same guys calling you from a Motel 6 or at home in their underwear, running a business from their computer. I'm Steve Stevens, a.k.a. Darren Otero, third generation, born and raised in Las Vegas. CNBC did 11 episodes about me. I'm the only sports consultant in history to have a show about sports betting, let alone have a prime time television show where they paid me $20,000 an episode to come into my life. And what do? I make more money betting sports than anybody in the business. So if you're looking to hear some no-nonsense bullshit, a guy that can show you how to make money against the spread with the #1 sports consultant sitting right next to him, then get ready to enjoy our show. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at VIP Sports LV. You can direct message us with any questions. We love anything you guys have to say. We love your comments. We read each and every one of them. We appreciate the thumbs up. And like I said, we do our best to make sure you guys are happy. Let's get into a little World Series action right off the bat, if you don't mind, Skip.
Wow, let's do it. Didn't we call the Dodgers winning Game 5 against the Cubs?
We said the Dodgers would easily come through, and they beat the dog shit out of them, putting the Cubs and eliminating the Cubs to advance to Houston, where they did win the first game with ease. And then came back in game #2, which we want to talk about, was one of the most exciting Major League World Series games in a long time, especially the most exciting finishes.
I'll tell you what, it had everything. Game 2 had everything, Steve. It had a pitcher's duel for 8 innings, and then in the 9th inning, all hell broke loose, and then all of a sudden it was a slugfest for 4 innings. Yeah. I mean, the game was what? 2-1, 3-1, 3-2, 3-3. Then all of a sudden they scored like 9 runs in 3.5 innings.
Well, Verlander better be thanking his offense, because no thanks to the offense, Verlander lost the game. When it comes down to the pitching duel, Verlander lost, Skip.
Well, I got to tell you, I got no respect for Verlander. If you want to talk about him real quick.
How about his pussy ass getting dressed? Talking. I seen after he gave up the run, he was in the bullpen constantly talking about it. How about a little motivation, telling the guys, get out there, get the fucking job done, guys. We can do it.
In the dugout, pouting and whining.
I don't like that at all.
He ends up coming back out of the dugout. The whole world saw it. He came back out of the clubhouse. He appeared to be showered up, Steve.
He was. He got showered.
His hair was slicked back. He was changed. He had his hairy fucking shoulders and arms showing. Okay?
Well, he's half Chewbacca.
Well, I was just going to, what does this supermodel Kate see in this dude?
Money.
Kate Upton's who he's banging, right?
Money. Kate Upton don't got that much money, though, dude.
Well, I mean, she's got about $25 million, $30 million.
She's got some paper, but she's looking for a guy that has a little bit more.
Well, he has about $200 million.
Yeah, she's looking to relax, spend a little bit of his money, hang out and chill, and have a guy that's dorky enough to where if she wants to suck another cock, she can.
Well, apparently she likes Chewbacca.
Yeah, she does.
Because that is one hairy motherfucker.
Oh, she's chewing on his back like a fucking Chewbacca bar.
All I know is I got no respect for Verlander. I wasn't a huge fan of him to begin with. But when he came out of that clubhouse, appeared to be showered up with his hair slicked back. It looked like he was changed with his hairy-ass shoulders. And he comes out there and starts yelling in the dugout, this shit ain't over, whatever he was saying, right? No respect.
That was after he was showering and found out they scored.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no respect.
And that's a fucking fact.
No respect for a guy that comes out that doesn't stay in the dugout with his team, doesn't stay dressed.
Got to be a team player, guys.
In uniform. Apparently, he had a hot date with that supermodel. They had dinner reservations for 9.
Nah.
They were in L.A. They have the next day off. They must have had dinner reservations,
No
Steve.
excuse.
Well, there's still no excuse, but apparently he had something going on.
It's just like we tell our clients. You if you don't tell us how good the win was, don't complain about how bad the loss was.
Correct.
Because losing is part of the business. But if you're not like jacking me off, telling me, oh my God, that was the best win you've ever had by fucking 7 touchdowns. Don't tell me how bad the game sucked when it loses by 2.
Well, right. Well,
You got to be big. No, my point is,
don't be a fair weather player.
be a fucking man about it. This is a game for big boys. Baseball, professional athletes, these are big boys. It's a game for big boys. You know what you're doing getting into it. Ride with the ship, whether it sinks or not. Ride or fucking die. That's what the fuck you do.
Well, game 3 tonight, Steve. Dodgers head into Houston.
Yes, they do.
Houston is a slight favorite, minus 135. Medium favorite, I'd say. Houston minus 135 to make 100 on the money line. Total in this game tonight's 8.5, Steve.
Series tied at 1 game apiece. It's a crazy 7-6, 11-inning game 2. Like I said, Dodgers closer Kenley Jansen blew a rare save opportunity to shift the momentum over to the Astros. Like you said, we got another game coming today. Same guy who went 41 for 42 in the same save opportunities in 2017.
Kenley Jansen has been absolutely lights out. He's a great
superstar.
He's a great closer. 41 for 42 on the season. And he blew the game. He blew game 2, no doubt about it.
What are you talking about? What about Darvish? What do you think's going on tonight, my friend?
Well, Darvish, I'll say this.
Darvish takes the mound tonight against the...
Yeah, Darvish tonight against for the Dodgers against Lance McCullers for the Astros. The Astros do everything better at home, Steve.
Well, let me just give you some stats so we can... Here, guys,
everything better at home.
take your pen out for those guys that try to steal our shit, which aren't our games that we play for big money.
They score more runs at home. They have a better ERA at home.
They fuck their girls at home.
Yeah.
They're 6-0 at home in the postseason. You want to write that down and circle it?
Correct.
6-0 at home in the postseason. You might not want to go against Houston at home. However, I got an outrageous play on that game tonight, and that's not what it is.
The home team in general, my friend, 24-9 in the postseason this year.
Correct.
You bet the home team, you're winning the majority of the games in the postseason. I've said that before on podcasts if you're paying attention. You got to win on the road to win championships. So the bottom line is the teams that are able to win on the road are the teams that are winning championships. And you know there's a big stat in Game 3. Right?
Oh, God, yes, there is. Matter of fact, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of Game 3, if I'm not mistaken, goes on to win the World Series 69.5% of the time.
That is correct.
So going against 70% odds is pretty fucking hard to do. So I'd say tonight's game is absolutely
Extremely important.
putting their balls on the line in the most important game you could possibly get.
Correct. The team that wins Game 3 in the World Series wins 70% of the series.
This game tonight is going to determine who gets the job. Oh, that's a major fucking stat.
Huge.
Whoever wins the game tonight, 70% chance goes on to win the World Series. I'll take that stat any day of the week.
Well, you got the Dodgers, Steve, that have won 14 out of their last 17 games outright. Okay, they're 14-3 straight up last 17 games, and you're getting them at plus 125 on the road tonight with Darvish.
Can I give you one more stat?
Yeah.
The stat of Dodgers being underdogs, they win 92.1% of the time. You don't want to take Dodgers as a fucking underdog. They beat you every fucking time. Well, you want to explain to these squares out there why the Dodgers are plus $1.25, $1.30 right now?
Only because home field teams are winning in the postseason. The Astros do everything better at home, like I mentioned.
Correct.
They score more runs at home. Yes. I believe they're outscoring opponents 31-7. At Minute Maid Park. Rumor has it the roof will be closed tonight at Minute Maid Park, Steve.
The roof's on fire. They're ready to let that motherfucker burn.
The roof.
The roof
is on fire.
It's time to burn that motherfucker down.
H-Town will be rocking tonight.
Shout out to 5th Ward, Jay Prince, Jay Jr., Jazz Prince, all the 5th Ward Rap-A-Lot family out there.
However, be careful because the Astros are only 3-4 their last 7 games. I mean, they've only won 3 out of their last 7 games if you think about it. Okay?
Yeah,
and the Dodgers are 14-3. Dodgers are a hotter team. I still have the Dodgers to win the World Series. My opening day projection. And tonight they're a dog. You're getting them at plus 125. This game's really interesting, my friend. Really interesting.
I agree with you.
I can't wait to watch it.
I agree with you 110%. This is a game where, yes, the home field advantage is in full effect. The stats are outrageous. However, who's playing better baseball right now? Dodgers.
Dodgers, yeah.
Who's a little bit hotter right now? The Dodgers.
Yeah.
Who's a better team overall? Dodgers.
Yeah.
So to get the Dodgers plus $1.30 for you guys read between the lines, figure it out for yourself. It's a great game, fantastic money game. I'm going to get mine, get yours.
You ain't lying.
Let's move on.
Let's move on
into a little bit of football. Like I said, a little off the sidelines news, which is brought to you by our boys over there at betonline.ag. Skip, you want to tell them what's up?
I can do that. Betonline.ag is one of the web's most popular betting destinations. Sign up for an account using the promo code ALLDAY and get a 50% welcome bonus instantly added to your bankroll. With its management team together since 1991, BetOnline.ag offers wagering on nearly every sport and every event possible. Once you're in the action, you'll see firsthand why BetOnline.ag is rated A+, including the earliest opening odds in the industry. They have the best live betting software in the business. And most importantly, Steve, fast payouts. Go to BetOnline.ag because you can.
Moving right into the NBA and Commissioner David Stern, good friend of mine. He's never been too stern when it comes down to marijuana.
Oh, God, he's not stern on anything.
Marijuana and basketball. Former NBA Commissioner David Stern, who ran the league from what, 84 to 2014? A long fucking time.
That's 30 years, brother.
Yeah, he made headlines this week for his stance on marijuana and how he believes it probably should be removed from the league's banned substance list. Well, I mean, yeah, you think so? Every basketball, 95% of NBA smokes marijuana.
Yeah, so why have it on the banned substance list?
No, what he's saying is if you want to have an NBA, you might want to take marijuana off the list because the entire marijuana community is the NBA.
You ain't lying. I think they should have it in the locker room along with the spread, with the cold cuts and the cheese and, you know, the crackers and the chips and dip and the salsa. I think they should have a bag of weed over there.
I don't know about that, Skip, because, listen, it's almost like having cigarettes or alcohol. I don't want you doing it before the game, but I want you to be able to do it. When they compare,
you don't think they're high before the game?
I know as a fact they are, but there's a lot of time where they're in the locker room and warming up. See, they're smoking weed in their car on the way to the game.
Right.
That high wears off before they get out there, so I'm sure they're sneaking in the E-pens and the vapors, getting a little high before they go out there. But if a player wants to smoke a little marijuana and doesn't want to bother the people next to him, let them vaporize. Let them have a little section built out there so they can vape, so they can go out there and fuck around and get a triple-double. I play better high, and I know a lot of NBA players do. But my point is,
if you want to vape and fuck around and get a triple-double, I mean, you should be allowed to.
Motherfucking right. Hashtag vape and fuck around and catch a triple-double.
There you go.
Make marijuana legal. But anyway, I agree what he's saying, and you can't compare marijuana to a controlled substance. Steroid is a substance. Creatine, substance. All these other substances. Marijuana is a natural herb. And if they feel like getting high because they want to go to the game and fucking do well, that's what they need to do.
Well, I love this guy, David Stern. He's all about weed and gambling.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, who doesn't love a guy that's all for weed and gambling?
I think all the leagues are now appropriately focused on the player training, the structuring of the right parts of their body, player rehabilitation.
Yeah, their lungs.
In the case of injury, player nutrition. Marijuana should be part of that conversation. I mean, I don't feel that it's a substance. I don't think they should let them smoke it in the locker room. But marijuana should be made legal in the NBA. Everybody does it anyway. And for some players, it makes them better. And for those 5% of players that don't, they don't deserve to get smoke blown on them either. So I'm not talking about smoker in the locker room or anything like that, but you should get rid of the test because all you're doing is wasting your time.
Wasting time, wasting money. They're going to smoke it anyway.
You're motherfucking right. Let's get right into football, which everybody's excited about. We're at week number 8 in NFL.
My God.
College football, we're 9-10, week 9-10.
Week 9 in college football?
Week 9/10 in college football. Week number 8 in NFL. By the way,
it's the end of October already, people. If you're waiting to jump in, I don't know what you're waiting for, partner. We're more than halfway through the college football season, and we're at the halfway point in the NFL season. If you're out there betting these games and you don't have a 5-figure bankroll by now in this point in the season, especially with the NBA opening 2 weeks of the season. The lines are soft as drugstore cotton.
But yet you're taking free games from a guy that text messaged you that lives in Motel 6 who can't even buy himself some underwear for the next 3 days. You'll take an email from a guy that emails you a free game that doesn't know a fucking clue about sports, lives in Casper, Wyoming. You'll take a fucking a guy that has a picture of money on Scores and Odds that has dollar bills in between it, tell you that he's got the play of the day because he has a picture of him in Las Vegas and he lives in Florida. I mean, shit's getting embarrassing what's going on. Don't be fooled. You guys are getting buried right now because everybody takes the favorites and the over. And you're losing every fucking game. Sportsbook's getting paid. It's all about the underdogs, and we want to help you get there. So learn how to separate the bullshit guys and the guy that was on CNBC, documented 72.3 on the Business Financial Network. Why was I on CNBC? To show America that there's more money to be made in sports betting than in the fucking stock market. It's $1 trillion business. You deserve your fair share.
Give us a call, 877-220-6540, and let us help you.
Week NFL is brought to you by Paperhead.com. Are you ready to start making real money?
Yeah.
Start your own business with the best player software management in the business at Paperhead.com. Built with exclusive tools to maximize your profits quickly and easily, Paperhead's secure and user-friendly platform allows you to be your own boss and get a piece of this billion-dollar industry, Big Skipper. Get your piece of the action. Get a pen and jot down the number on your screen right now, and you'll get Paperhead's stellar platform for $3 per head. You heard it right. Just $3 per head when you call 888-978-0288. This promotion is being offered exclusively for the fans of the VIP Sports Podcast. So call 888-978-0288 today. If you're like me and you bet big and live larger, there's no place better than Paperhead.com. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
Skip, let's recap last week what we talked about with the Patriots. We told you what their situation was. You want to talk about that a little bit, my friend? Because we gave you so much information last week for free that if you have the balls to put anything negative into our website, you're either part of our competition, a guy that wants to be a sports consultant, or an all-out fucking hater. That's all there is fucking to it. Because if you like sports and you like money, you should do nothing but pat us on the fucking back for what we're doing for you. Because we don't need to be doing this shit. I do it for a reason.
Yeah, once again, last week on the podcast, 8 out of 10 things that we told you came in. What you're saying is if you're one of those clowns out there that wants to comment on one of the 2 out of 10 things we might have had wrong or maybe missed, shame on you, man. You're just a hater.
Yeah.
Bottom line is we're giving away so much valuable information here on the podcast that you people are forgetting to call the fuck in to get the big games.
Correct. And you wonder why we don't want to talk about sports and give out our games. We get paid to fucking sell them, not give them to you for free. We make a lot of money from our sponsors, but we make a hell of a lot more money on the phone.
Once again, we're going to give you some stats. We're going to give you some trends on some things going on here in college and NFL football this weekend. But don't just try to take that information because it's free, because we just give it to you on the show every week and think you're going to go out there and get rich. Do we give you information that scores? Hell yeah. Do we have games in here that we move high 5-figure bets and 6-figure bets on? You bet your ass we do. You got to call in to get those games. We're not going to hurt you. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared. Don't think that you're going to have to give us everything that you make.
It's
I don't know
okay.
what it is that's holding you back, but give us a call. Talk to us, and we can take you by the hand and walk you right through it. It's real easy. It's not painful, and don't be afraid. Don't be scared.
No, if you're scared, go to church. Last week we recapped Patriots 23-7 over the Falcons. We said defending champions are now 5-2, both straight up and against the spread in immediate Super Bowl rematches. Patriots open as a 3.5-point favorite. Falcons are 0-5 straight up and against the spread in their last 5 games against the Patriots. Patriots are 18-7 against the spread in their last 25 games.
And guess what happened?
Patriots blowout winner.
Patriots win by 16 and cover the number.
Go over another game. Rams 33-0 over Arizona.
Well, we told everybody the total was under in 4 of the last 5 Arizona games, right?
Yeah, we sure did. When you have a shutout and we're telling you to bet the under, what else do you fucking want? One team didn't even score.
We told you in that series that when Arizona plays the Rams, 12 out of the last 18 times the games have been unders.
The Cardinals
we spelled it right out for you.
The Cardinals are only 1-5 against the spread this season, and they're 0-3 against the spread on the road.
So guess what happened? They lost 33-0, and it was an under.
They got fucking stomped.
We gave you the side and the total.
They got stomped just like we said they would, and told you that the bigger 2 out of the play. was the under on the other side. What else you want from me?
Arizona's a fraud. They look disgusting.
Let's preview some games this week so we can get you on track, because what happened yesterday doesn't mean a fucking thing today.
Keep in mind, there's a huge announcement coming up, so please stay tuned. And this is huge. Believe me when I tell you. Is it time for a break?
Not yet. I want to get into a couple previews
let's do
real
it.
quick. I want to preview Oakland versus Buffalo. Oakland -2 with a 43.5 total, Skip. Over-under is set at 45.5 points. And while both teams' offensive have been inconsistent, both teams got things going in Week 7.
Last week they were involved in some high-scoring games. Both of these teams.
Well, the Bills combined for 57 points with the Bucks, while
Yep.
Oakland and Kansas City combined for 61 points.
Yeah.
Just in those 2 games alone, well over 120 points, 115 points.
Yeah, 118 or something, 119.
Well, Buffalo won but failed to cover against Tampa Bay, moving its against the spread record for the season to 4-1-1.
Buffalo 4-1-1 against the spread this year.
Oakland's 1-point victory over Kansas City Chiefs was its first against the spread win since Week 2.
So Oakland's only covered 2 games so far this year.
Raiders are 3-4 straight up and against the spread over the season. Oakland is 5-0 against the spread, and its last 5 games against Buffalo.
Right. So
I stand
corrected. The Raiders have covered 3 out of 7 games, not 2.
Well,
right.
but my point is they're 5-0 against the spread in their last 5 games against Buffalo.
That's
but be
the
careful.
key. That's the key.
But it is the key. But be careful. Oakland's 1-4 against their spread in their last 5 games on the road. So Oakland's not playing good on the road, which they're on the road.
Right.
They beat Buffalo every fucking time they play them. They're 5-0 in their last 5 games against the spread against Buffalo. But once again,
when they go on the road,
this isn't ESPN. We're going to give you the real.
careful.
These last year's stats don't mean a fucking thing going into these games. The power rankings and everything they have combined really doesn't mean a thing.
I would say the stat that's most important there is the fact that Oakland is going clear across the country into upstate New York.
Which they play shit on the road.
They suck on the road. They're 1-4 against the spread on the road the last 5 times they've taken a road trip. I think that is probably the key stat in everything you just said there. Am I right or wrong about that?
You're pretty right about that. Like I said, we've always had that motto, beat the spread, get some head.
Get some head.
We're going to take a little short commercial break, ladies and gentlemen. When we come back, we're going to preview a little bit more NFL, who to look out for, who not to look out for. But more importantly, remember, we're only going to preview games that are games worth betting or games worth staying the fuck away from. We're not here to give you matchups on every single game. We're here to make you better sports bettors and how to make that fucking money. We'll see you right after the break. You do like making money, correct? I'm Steve Stevens. I'm the one that tells you who to bet. I'm not a bookie. I'm the Bookie Killer. Whether you're here in town on business or to flat out gamble, don't forget, sports betting is a multi-billion-dollar industry and you deserve your fair share. Call 877-220-6540 or go to VIPSportsLasVegas.com, mention this ad, and get a $500 personal play absolutely free. See you in the winner's circle.
BetDSI.com. Over 20 years in business, A+ rated and fast and free payment of winnings with odds on all sports and global events. Get a free $25 right now to try the site and a 100% bonus on your first deposit. Go to BetDSI.com now because it's only a game until you bet it.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You're tuned back into the VIP Sports Podcast. I'm Steve Stevens, sitting here with my co-host, the Big Skipper. VIP Sports Podcast is all about the legalization of the sports betting, but more importantly, how to make you guys better sports bettors. I'm the most feared sports bettor in the business. I make more money betting sports than anybody in the world. So if you're out there betting sports and you're looking to make money and you want to be with the number one gun, go to 877-220-6540. We told you we're previewing some games right now. Another game that you need to look at very closely, a game that we're going to be betting a lot of money on. Skip, we talked about it earlier. That's the Bears and the New Orleans Saints.
The Bears head down to the Bayou, down in New Orleans.
Yes, sir.
New Orleans is minus 9.5 in this game. Total 47.5, Steve.
New Orleans kicking ass and taking names. They came through last week, looked kind of strong. Chicago Bears got a solid fucking win. However, Are the Bears as good as they looked last week? Not no, but fuck no.
No.
So there's a couple.
Well, they're riding a 2-game win streak. I mean, look out.
Woo-hoo!
Woo-hoo!
Forget about it. These hey, the fucking Bears won 2 in a row. They're fucking the
Hey,
Bears.
they're 5-2 against the spread,
I'm
Steve.
taking my Bears
Hey,
this week, plus
hey.
the fucking 9.
The
Forget about
Bears.
it. Saints opened as an 8-point favorite. The total opened up at 48 and has stayed there pretty much for the most part.
Pretty much 47.5, 48.
Yeah, Chicago's riding that 2-game winning streak, just like you said, and is 5-2 against the spread this year. Don't forget about that, ladies and gentlemen.
That's not bad.
Chicago is 5-2 against the spread. So even though they're a shit team, they might not win the game outright, but they have covered 5-2, which is 70+%, which is a team that I say is phenomenal.
Well, the Saints.
It's just hard to put money on a team like the fucking Bears, Skip.
You ain't lying. The Saints started out 0-2. They started out like a bag of douche.
Yeah.
But since then, they've won 4 straight games, and they've covered the spread their last 4 games. I'm talking about the Saints. Oh, when the Saints go marching in.
When
the Saints are in first place.
Yeah.
How about that?
I'd have to say they've been playing fucking phenomenal. Their last 4 games, just like you said, they've covered the spread, won all 4 straight up.
They're 4-2. Hey, they're in first place in the NFC South. Who would have thought that?
Well, number one, they're playing a lot better than Chicago. Will they beat Chicago? Absolutely. Will they cover the spread? Inquiring minds 1-0, Skip.
Well,
1 call, that's all. Listen, 1 call, that's all. That's all we're going to say about that, Skip. Chicago has played under, okay, the total in 5 of its 7 contests, while the over, 4-2 in the Saints, 6 games this season. So Chicago, I mean.
So something's got to give. What he just said, to repeat what you just said, Chicago is 5-2 to the under, correct? And the Saints are 4-2 to the over.
Chicago has played under the total in 5 of its last 7 contests.
So the Bears games have been unders 5 out of 7 times.
The over is 4-2 in the Saints.
Correct. So something's got to give.
Last 6 games. So Saints, every game is going over. The other side is going under.
The Bears
Chicago,
going under.
Well, I mean, it's like pretty much, guys, this is a total that you want to stay away from.
Yeah.
This is going to be a 50-50 battle at best. It's a game that you can't predict. It's a game you do not put your money on. And like I said, we have an amazing play on the side. And like I said, you want to find out, give us a call. Now, here's something that we will tell them that's excited. What are the Saints against the spread, Skip, in their last 8 games?
Saints are 7-1 against the spread.
7-1.
In their last 8 games against teams with losing records.
Yeah.
Last time I checked, the Bears have a losing record.
5-2 against the spread, though. So they're losing.
Correct. So be careful. See, we're trying to trick you right now.
Yeah,
Okay?
and so is the sports book.
This little segment right here is for those guys out there that
think they know what the fuck they're talking
that
about.
are trying
you don't
to
know shit.
You're trying to read between the lines. You're trying to get something for nothing, and we're throwing you a fucking curveball here. Okay? This is a Helixson curveball.
Yeah, goddamn
Be
right.
careful.
Like you
Give
said.
us a call, and you'll know the answer. 877-220-6540, and my announcement is coming up real soon, so stay tuned.
Stay away from the total on that game. We got a side. Another game that's a money game. San Francisco at the Philadelphia. Philadelphia, hey, it came out at 12.5, 46. It's now at 13 and 43. Looks like everybody's betting Carson Wentz, the Philadelphia Eagles, and the under is what the majority of the people are betting here. San Francisco got pounded from the back last night. They got pounded than the prostitutes on the strip, pounded harder than a chicken cutlet in an Italian restaurant by the Dallas Cowboys last
I got to
night.
tell you, fly, Eagles, fly.
Eagles have been the class of the NFC so far, Skip. They're definitely the head of the class over there in NFC.
They're the class of the NFL right now, Steve.
Well, real classy. Carson Wentz, they're not all that fucking classy. I'm not all that impressed.
I am.
They're not as classy as the Patriots.
Well, they just win games, man.
Well, they win games. They're doing their fucking thing over there in Philly.
Just win games.
Can they beat San Francisco by 12.5? We'll see.
We'll see.
If they're the real deal, they will.
Well, be careful.
If they're the real deal, they will.
The Eagles have a tendency to play down.
Are they the real deal? I don't know.
The Eagles have a tendency to play down the lower opponents, so be careful. They got a track record of that.
Coming in on a 5-game winning streak and scoring no fewer than 26 points during that stretch. Eagles have the best record in the NFL. Let me say that one more time for you, Skip. The Philadelphia Eagles have the best record in the NFL at 6-1, and they are 5-2 against the spread. My hat's off to you. With numbers, like I said, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. On paper, they're phenomenal. They're covering the spread, and they're the #1 team in the NFL. So I'd have to say Carson Wentz, you're a fucking pimp. You're kicking ass.
Thank you.
Stay strong and do your thing.
Pennsylvania, fly, Eagles, fly.
The 49ers have exceeded 20 points just 3 times in 7 games.
Wow.
Yeah.
Say that again.
49ers have exceeded 20 points only 3 times in 7 games.
Wow, and they're going up against that D? Woo!
Philly has failed to cover in 5 straight home games against teams with losing
Uh-oh.
road records.
What did I just say?
Philly has failed to cover in 5 straight home games against teams with losing records, which is a picture-perfect game for San Francisco to cover the game.
Didn't I just say
what they're saying is they don't cover in a game like this.
Didn't I just say they played down to weaker opponents?
Week 3 with the New York Giants, in which the home side escaped with a 27-24 win as a 5-point favorite.
That was a perfect example.
That's an exact example of exactly what they're thinking is going to happen
They
here.
beat the Giants by 3 at home when they were laying 5.
Saying Philly's a strong team. They're saying they're going to cover. They're saying Philly doesn't beat teams on the road with a losing record. They don't win games at home against teams on the road with a losing record, which in that case is San Francisco.
Yeah.
However, San Francisco's not the same team that these statistics are made by either. However, for some fucking reason, when they're out there in PA at this time of the year at home, they win, they don't cover.
That is correct. The total in this game, Steve, opened at 47.5. It's down to 45.5. There has been some serious money coming in on the under. That is not a bookie trap. There has been big money coming in on the under. Will it stay under? Give us a call and we'll let you know.
Moving on, Dallas at Washington. This is a marquee matchup like you guys have no idea. Dallas is coming into Washington. You got the Cowboys and fucking Indians, -2.5, 49.5.
Cowboys and Indians. I like that.
Well, it took you a while, though.
Speaking of Halloween.
Anyway, the line is 2 and 48.5. Redskins opened as a 1.5-point favorite, and the total was 49 early in the week, Skip. Redskins are 15-6 against the spread in the previous 21 games
Against
Dallas. Let's go.
Wow, let's go ahead and say that
one
again.
more time. The Redskins are 15-6 against the spread in the last 21 meetings against Dallas.
Wow.
So basically, Redskins own them when it comes down to covering the spread in a game like this. 15-6 is taking you well over 70%. That's a stat you cannot fuck with. Write that down and circle it. That is a statistic you cannot fuck with. And even though Dallas has came through strong last week against the 49ers, they have not proved to be the solid team that they thought they would be in the beginning of the season. So be careful. This game is up for grabs. However, I'm playing a total that's going to knock your socks off. I got information on a total so big. I can't even get into it, man.
I will say this. Be careful because the Redskins are coming off a divisional matchup last week, Monday night against the Eagles. They got a short week, Steve. They played Monday night and a real battle against the Eagles where they got off to a real good start. They were up 10-3 against my Birds, and then all hell, the wheels came off. The Eagles scored 3 unanswered touchdowns, and pretty much the game was over at that point.
Well, they got off to a good start, like you said, 10-3 early lead before seeing the opponent scored 3 unanswered fucking touchdowns. Cowboys are 6-15 against their spread in the last 21 games against the Redskins.
That's correct. They are owned by the Redskins.
The total has gone under in 4 of the Redskins' last 5 games at home. Cowboys are 8-2 against the spread in their last 10 games on the road in October. So Dallas plays good in October. Dallas is 8-2 in their last 10 games. Like I said, this is a game where you don't bet the Cowboys or Indians. You smoke a little kush and watch the total. Bring that fucking money home. Fair enough?
Fair enough. Get paid, people.
Let's move into a little NCAA football where all the money is right now. I'm not going to lie to you, Skip. Week 9/10 in college football, this is when the big boys are betting big money. These are where you're seeing 6 figures being laid. This is where you're seeing Floyd Mayweather betting $1 million. This is where you're seeing our boy Garth Bretta $500,000 a game. Sheldon betting $200,000 a game. Griner betting $100,000 a game.
Brandon firing 20, 30,000.
Shout out to our boy D. Hearn out there. Mr. Hernandez back in the fucking saddle out there.
How about Brandon firing 25, 30,000 a game? Brandon will be here. Brandon should be here tonight around 11. I think he's coming in.
He won't call me.
He never misses a holiday weekend.
Well, yeah, but he won't call me.
He never misses a Halloween weekend.
Yeah, shout out to you, Brandon. Like I said, keep your money tight in that backpack, if you know what I mean. Let's move into a little college football, which is brought to you our boys over there at Bet DSI. You want to tell them about Bet DSI, Skipper?
I do.
Shout out to our boy Anthony out there. You say
Anthony.
we ain't got no love, this, that, and the other. We show nothing but love. Anybody that sponsors our podcast, we show love for.
We got plenty of love, Anthony. Operating for more than 20 years, BetDSI.com is A-plus rated. They offer fast payments on your winnings with odds on all sports and all global events. From the player who demands it all, including office pools, they got poker rooms, they got horse wagering, they got skill games, to the whale bettors, the big players who need a no-nonsense limit sports book. BetDSI.com is a perfect choice for you. So if you're looking for the best solution to place your action, go to BetDSI.com, use the promo code CHEDDAR to get a free $25 wager on the house and a 200% bonus on your first deposit. That's promo code CHEDDAR, BetDSI.com, where it's only a game until you bet it, Steve.
Recapping a little college basketball. I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I will. Toot. And we tooted right into your bookie's face last weekend, too.
Did we ever?
We've told you, and you can recap, and maybe Joe will run a clip. We'll see. I said in the beginning of the season that the Nittany Lions would be covering the spread and playing a lot better than people had any idea this year. And sure the fuck enough, the Nittany Lions are coming in roaring like there's no fucking tomorrow, Big
Damn
Skipper.
straight.
Number 2, Penn State, 42-13 over Michigan, who got their ass whooped,
Yes.
embarrassed, annihilated, destroyed. Penn State opened a can of whoop ass on Michigan, 42-13.
Yes.
We said Penn State was 13-1 against the spread in its last 15 games,
Yes,
didn't we,
we
Skipper?
did. We told them.
We said Michigan State was 1-6 in its last 8 games in October, didn't we, Skip?
We told them.
Total has gone over in 4 of Michigan's last 5 games against Penn State.
We
Didn't
told
Skip?
them. We told them.
The total was 44, which was an easy, or what we say over here,
Double-digit over.
absolute blowout winner.
And a double-digit
And an
win.
absolute blowout winner with the Nittany Lions. 2-0 situation
Once
on
again.
one game. Once again, VIP tells the future and gives you easy fucking
Once
money.
again, we gave you the side and the total.
Now,
Penn State Nittany Lions covering the spread and getting you some head.
yeah, you can lie. I mean, like I said, men lie, women lie. Those clips that we put up from last week
They
before the
don't
game
lie.
started, those don't lie.
They don't lie.
We tell you this shit before the game starts. We also talked about the luck of the Irish.
Yes, we
I didn't
did.
know if you were sleeping with a leprechaun or if you had the luck of the Irish. Remember that?
I don't know if you got a horseshoe up your ass.
Remember that? But we said Notre Dame, 49-14.
Oh,
Pounded USC and an absolute blowout winner.
and another laugher.
And if I wasn't mistaken, I told you that USC was 0-5 against the spread
Make it
in its
0-6.
last 5 games.
Make it 0-6.
We told you the Irish are 4-0, both straight up and against the spread.
We told you.
Since their last 1-point loss to Georgia, including a 33-10 win at North Carolina 2 weeks ago. Notre Dame is 12-4 against the spread and their last 16 games in October.
We told you.
Told you the Fighting Irish would get the job done, and sure enough, they did. We're not going to toot our horn anymore. Just don't fucking try to call our bluff. We know what the fuck we do. We say what we mean, and we mean what we say. That's why I'm the only sports consultant in the history of sports betting to be on the Business Financial Network, to be documented on primetime television, and to have the #1 sports podcast in the business. And why? I have the #1 sports consulting firm because I win. I actually win more games than we lose, which separates me from everybody else in the industry. Why isn't Jim Feist still in business? Why isn't Wayne Root? Why are all these little dicks on Scores and Odds? How come they don't have offices and rooms that do $250,000? Because they're all a facade, they're full of shit, and they don't win. Bottom fucking line.
You missed the most important fact. Who do you know that walks into the sports book, lays down $30,000 on the counter, and says, "I'd like to get Penn State for $30,000," and they say, "Steve, you know damn well we can't take this bet from you."
Not you and your guy.
Yeah, how many people?
Sorry.
How many people do you know like that?
They only take big bets from losers. So if you see a guy betting a $120,000 bet or whatever, #1, it's either fake or a guy that's a loser. Shout out to guys that bet big and lose and make no money. Shout out to Vegas Dave out there for.
The sports book knows that Penn State's 14-1-1 against the spread their last 16 games, and the sports book knows who Steve Stevens is and the multi-million-dollar network he's got set up. They know who the hell he is. And when he walks in there with 30 grand on Penn State, they laugh and they say, "Steve, nice try, but you know we can't take that bet."
And here's a game that we're going to walk into this week and have our runners bet $100,000
Oh,
on.
boy.
Florida State -4, Friday Night Lights, a game that's going off today as we speak. Don't want to talk a lot about the game because the podcast will be airing pretty much when the game goes off. But just know this. The Eagles have won 3 of 4 and 5 in a row against the spread. Meanwhile, Florida State University is headed in the opposite direction. The Noles are only 2 and 4 against the spread for the year. And, they're 2 and 4 against the spread.
They've yet to cover.
Winless against the spread this year.
Florida State has not covered a game all year. They're 0-5-1 against the spread.
We'll leave.
The line on this game's going from 4. I saw before we came in here, Steve, the game has shot up to 6, 6.5 some places.
Jeez.
Here's a team that hasn't covered a spread all year, and the line's going up 2.5 points.
Now, Skip.
Wow.
Your wow was to say the fucking least.
Not to mention Boston College is 5-0 against the spread their last 5 games.
Correct. Here's what we're going to do, Skip.
You want to talk about a trap?
Yo, that's a trap. No doubt about it. That's a sportsbook trapping the fuck out of you without any shot of a doubt.
That's the definition of a trap.
No doubt about it. Now, we're going to get into some games on Saturday, games that we're looking at, games that we're betting big money on, games that we need to help the public out, games that, like I said,
one particular game.
We only preview games that are either going to be betting big money on or games you need to stay away from. We don't preview every single game. This show is all about how to make money betting sports, bottom line. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. If it ain't about the money, we don't give a fuck. We just care about covering games against the spread. Now, before I get into my college football, as you know, we have some special stuff going on. Skip and I always run special promotions for you guys to get the opportunity for the first-time guys to take advantage of the #1 company in the world. So before I get into my Saturday's football, Skip, you want to run the ad in the football? Tell these people what we're doing this week?
Here's what you've been waiting for. I told you there was something I had to tell you this week, and to stay tuned. Well, here it is. It's week 9/10 in college football. Steve has one game this weekend that he's making his single largest wager on this entire college football season during the regular season. I'm going to put it to you real simple. This Saturday, it's Steve's college football game of the year. The single largest wager that this man is making the entire regular season in college football. The college football game of the year. It's the most sought-out game in the nation. It only happens once a year, and it's happening this Saturday. I can't give this game away for free. I can't give it away for $50. I can't even give it away for $100. So here's what I'm going to do. Serious players need this game and want this game. The college football game of the year this Saturday, $200, you get the game. I'll include Sunday's NFL. $200 for the weekend, and that's including the college football game of the year on Saturday, the NFL on Sunday. I guarantee his game of the year will win on Saturday, or you'll get the rest of the college regular football season absolutely free. That's how confident I am.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. So take advantage of the promotion. Give us a call. Let's make some money together, and let's move into our marquee matchups. Penn State, #2 at Ohio State, -6.5. Why do we talk about Penn State so much? Have you seen how much they cover against the fucking spread? This show is all about making money, guys. Buckeyes opened up as a 7-point favorite in a game that might decide a division title.
This is it, man. This is the game, Steve.
Well, it's definitely going to have a division feel to this game for goddamn sure. As #2, Penn State takes on #6, Ohio State on Saturday afternoon at the Horseshoe.
This is it.
And
this is for the Big Ten right here.
This is for the Big Ten without any shadow of a doubt.
This is all the marbles, baby.
This has the feel of a college football playoff game written all over it, Big Skipper.
This is it.
Ba-da-da-da-da. Boy, break out your beers, bring your girlfriend, eat a fucking hot dog, and go to that fucking game and have a goddamn blast.
I like how you said bring your girlfriend and eat a hot dog. You want her to eat the hot dog, right?
She'll eat a hot dog after the game for sure, either way.
Just making clear.
Making sure. Anyway, this has, like I said, Penn State has outscored its opponents in the first quarter of this season 90-0.
Oh, my God. Say that again.
Penn State has outscored their opponents in the first quarter 90-0.
Oh, my God. They haven't given up a point in the first quarter?
They haven't given up a fucking point.
Oh, this team is amazing.
Leading by at least 14 points after one quarter 5 times already this season.
Woo!
They have done.
Sounds like a pretty good first quarter bet, huh?
Well, they're now at an amazing 14-1-2 against the spread over their last 17 games.
How many times do we got to keep telling you?
Guys, we've told you over and over and over and over and over. Like I said, the total has gone over in Ohio State's last 5 games.
In the Big Ten conference games.
Yeah, correct. Buckeyes are 4-1, both straight up against the spread and over the last 5 meetings with the Penn State Nittany Lions. But the Nittany Lions shocked the Buckeyes last year on their way to the Big Ten championship.
You're goddamn
Big
right
Skipper.
we did.
They didn't shock them. They pounded them.
Yeah, we
got
got
the
'em.
fucking job done.
We got him.
Got the win is all that fucking matters.
Got him.
You got winners or losers, and they won that one. You know what I mean?
Okay, so Ohio State is 4-1 against the spread.
Yep.
The last 5 times they've played Penn State.
Both straight up and against the spread.
Woo, 4-1
Buckeye-
against the spread. The last 5 times they played Penn State.
Correct. Both 4-1 straight up and against the spread against
Correct.
Penn State. Yeah, that's
Now,
correct.
Penn State, like you just said, 14-1-2 against the spread their last 17 games. Their last 17 games, there's been only one time Penn State hasn't covered the number in their last 17 games.
Do we need to spell this
However, they're not playing Ohio State every week.
That's a fact.
The last 5 times they played Ohio
Very,
State.
very true.
The last 5 times they played Ohio State, they've only covered once.
Ohio State will have to try and slow down Heisman candidate Barkley, who isn't fucking around, who leads the...
Saquon, what up, dog?
What's up, homeboy? He's a beast, by the
Fucking
way. Saquon
beast.
Barkley leads the nation in all-purpose yards with 211.1 yards per game.
The man is a beast.
I think he wins it, Big Skipper.
Listen, Ohio State is laying 7. The Nittany Lions are getting a touchdown. Here's a team that hasn't given up a point all year in the first quarter.
14-1 against the spread.
You're giving them a touchdown.
That's enough of that. Number 14, NC State at Notre Dame. Skip, you want to talk about that game a little bit?
If you want
we
to.
told you guys about the Fighting Irish last week. This is another game that we have the luck of the Irish. I don't know if you were sleeping with a leprechaun or if you flat out got the luck of the Irish, but it's not every day you get a free game from fucking Steve Stevens. You would have had a better luck of getting drafted by the LA Lakers. You would have had a better chance of getting struck by lightning. You would have had a better chance of getting bit by a shark than getting a free game
And those
from
are
me.
some long odds right there.
Fighting Irish opened up as a 7.5-point favorite. Irish are now 5-0, both straight up and against the spread, since taking that tough loss to Georgia following their 49-14 absolute blowout win of USC last week.
Yep.
Josh Adams carried the ball 19 times for 191 yards.
3 touchdowns.
3 touchdowns. What a fucking pimp. Irish have now outgained 5 of the 7 opponents this season and outrushed 6 of them by, well, how many? 200 yards or more.
They're not outrushing their opponents.
They're pounding
They're
them.
pounding them.
200 yards or more to be exact. The trends. The total has gone under in 22 of Notre Dame's last 31 games. 22 of the last 31 games. So
At home against teams with a winning record.
that is correct. So
when Notre Dame plays at home against a team that has a above 500 record,
correct.
22 out of 31 of those games have been unders.
North Carolina State is 14-3 against the spread in their last 17 games after consecutive wins. Total has gone under in North Carolina State the last 4 games they've played.
Heavy trend to the under, it sounds like.
Heavy trend to the under in this game, ladies and
Be
gentlemen.
careful with trends. You don't always bet on trends. You bet on knowledge. You bet on information.
No. I think our motto is we don't follow trends, we set them.
Correct.
We're trendsetters. We don't follow.
I like it.
Yeah, we don't follow
I
nothing.
like it.
And I've always told my son and my daughter, be a leader, not a follower.
That's it.
We set trends, we don't follow them.
Yeah, listen, we're herders over here. We're not sheep.
And I told my son, and you have to be because
Yes.
your portfolio, you're born on CNBC, the Business Financial Network. So
Yes.
my son has a pretty good portfolio to start.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you agree?
I say you carry the shaft and you be the herder, not the sheep.
Oh, you're motherfucking right
Don't
about
forget
that.
to hold that shaft. You know what I'm saying?
Moving on, number 4, TCU.
TCU.
Texas Christian. Is that Sister Christian's cousin? Or
No, it is not.
Sister Christian, Texas Christian. all
Sister
the...
Christian. Remember that one?
Yeah, I mean, Texas Christian University.
We're showing our age.
Well, no, that was more like my brother, dude. I was looking through the window and he was sucking a big pair of tits and shit.
Nice.
That was like in the
He was jamming,
mid-'80s.
He was jamming Sister Christian on his Walkman?
No.
Or he had a boombox.
The boombox, yeah, no doubt about it.
Back then in the 80s, you had the boombox, man.
Yep. Well, he had a record player, too. I remember he had off-the-wall record. I remember all the Michael Jackson.
Everything was cassette back then, Steve.
Yeah, records.
Yeah, if you were fortunate enough to have a turntable, maybe you got to get the album out, but for the most part, everything was cassette.
That's a fact. TCU number 6, spread is 6.5 and 48.5 gets number 25 Iowa State.
Correct.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a marquee matchup. This may be the game that Skip's releasing for gigantic money. It may not be.
It may not be.
I don't know, but I know that.
Don't try to guess.
I know that this is a fucking big game, my friend.
You ain't lying.
Anyway, TCU 6.5, 48.5. The Frogs
Yeah, the Horned Frogs, my friend.
The horny-ass Frogs have now outrushed, or should I say outcrushed,
Each of their 7 opponents.
this season by a per-game average of 198 to 81.
Oh, my God.
So when they beat people, Skip, they're not just beating them, they're fucking pounding them.
Well, they're 3-0 straight up and against the spread when they go on the road. So you know what I always say, right?
You're a champion. If you win on the road, you can win anywhere.
TCU, number 4 in the country. Not only do they win on the road, they cover on the road.
Well, they're also 3-0 both straight up and
Yeah.
against the spread and on the road this year, like you said, with wins at what? Arkansas, Oklahoma, knocking off the number 2 team in the fucking country.
Yeah.
The total has gone under in TCU's last 4 games against Iowa State. So the last 4 times they played, the game has went under every single time. The total has gone under in 4 of Iowa State's last 5 games as well. Iowa State is 7-2-1 in its last 10 games at home. So you got to look, ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking for a marquee matchup, Iowa State against TCU,
That's a good game. That's a real good game. Iowa State with the big upset over Oklahoma.
6 seems like a low number to me.
They cover very, very good at home. 7-2-1 against the spread, the Cyclones. The Frogs travel very well. What a matchup. What a great game. It is a marquee game, as you said. Give us a call. We'll give you some insight on the TCU Iowa State game. 877-220-6540. Stop throwing darts and give me a call.
Yeah, exactly. Stop just driving blind. It's
Sorry
not,
for screaming.
buddy, you have to. You have
Jesus,
motivation and passion for this. I think the people
I'm-
understand.
I mean, if you haven't called by now at this point in the season, I mean, why in the hell are you even listening to us?
Like I said, this weekend we got marquee matchups, Penn State, Ohio State. We talked about North Carolina State, Notre Dame. We talked about TCU, Iowa State. Don't let the players be the only ones to get paid. Now, which is in full effect since baseball is behind us, our everyday money is in basketball, Skip. Like I said, we're taking it slow. I'm going to tell you guys how to react during basketball season. Let the first weeks play, and we don't let the bookie play us. We play the bookie.
Right.
Like I said, we don't run down and fuck one bookie. We walk down and fuck them all, Skipper.
Every one of them, line them up.
Let's get into NBA, which is brought to our boys over there at True Car. When you're looking to buy a new or used vehicle, you can easily find the car that you want and be confident you're getting the fair price using True Car. Find out what other people in your area are paid for the car you want and get real pricing on actual inventory. This competitive tool is offered exclusively from a True Car certified dealer. And its pricing you'll see before going to the dealership. As True Car customer, you're more likely to enjoy a faster buying process from the carefully curated network of certified dealers. Committed to transparency and offering you the best possible price, including discounts on used cars, with more than 3 million cars sold and over 700 pre-owned vehicles available at 13,000 dealerships nationwide, Skipper. True Car helps you earn an average savings of more than $3,000 off the MSRP. So if you want to feel empowered, confident with your car buying experience, visit True Car today. Some of the features not available in all states. True Car is the future of car buying is here.
Well, you want to feel empowered and confident with your girl, right?
That's a fucking
Then you
fact.
might as well feel the same way when you buy a car.
You're damn right. Moving on to the NBA, ladies and gentlemen, after that 10-minute ad there for $200 a rip. We love you, Podcast One. Shout out to all of our people that are listening to us on the Podcast One network. We love you guys to death. If you're listening to us on the Podcast Network, make sure you go to podcastone.com if you're listening to us, because like I said, we love everything
And
going
everybody.
on. Everybody over there. Shout out to our boy Kid on Podcast One. We love your guys' networks. Brought you about $30,000 in sponsors. We hope to blow the show up to a whole nother level.
How about them Clippers, huh?
Clippers are phenomenal. No Chris Paul? No problem.
Apparently not.
No Chris Paul? Fuck them.
Apparently not. Yeah.
That's how we feel. Somebody doesn't want to be part of our team. You don't run with us. You get ran the fuck over. Fuck them.
Perfect 4-0 against the spread to start the season.
Clippers are a perfecto 4-0 against the spread this season. Blake Griffin has taken over as the team leader. I mean, that's not a secret, though.
No.
Blake, let me look at you in the eyes. You've always been a team leader. You just can't make it a season without getting hurt. Stop fucking so many bitches. Let's heal up that lower back pain and stay focused so you can run this team. Because without any shadow of a doubt, this is your team, and you're not going to need to play all year fucking long. Clipper fans are good fans, man. Make sure you fucking give the fans what they fucking want and play hard and stay healthy.
Give the people what they want, Steve.
He's a team leader since CP3's departure from L.A. Griffin drilled a three-pointer at the buzzer last night to dock off a knock off another hot team against the spread, Portland Trailblazers. Griffin scored 16 of his 25 points, Skip, in the fourth quarter alone. So shout out to Griffin. I watched the game, came back and basically pounded him in the fourth quarter to take over and win the game to have him cover against the spread also, Big Skip.
Very nice.
You keep that up, Blake, you'll be looking at some MVP type shit. Not to mention that goes along with 8 rebounds, 5 assists to lead his team to victory in Portland.
Strong.
104-103. Clippers were a 2.5 road underdog last night, if you guys don't know. And like I said, they covered the spread as well. Anything else you want to talk about that game?
A couple other hot teams in the in NBA when it comes to beating the spread. The Celtics are 4-1 against the spread. The Brooklyn Nets, of all teams, 4-1 against the spread. And the Detroit Pistons, 4-1 against the spread. Just a couple teams that have been hot out of the gate the first when it comes to beating the number. And after all, that's the only important thing.
Well, everyone always wants to hear about Cleveland. So the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Warriors, let me just break it down to you. They're both 1-4 against the spread.
There you go.
To start the season. So for you guys out there that are betting Golden State and you guys that are betting Cleveland, you might as well bend over and let the bookie just jam a hot rod or a hot current iron right up your ass.
Yeah.
Because you're just giving them money. They're both 1-4 against the spread. Get off the Warrior kick, get off the Cav kick until midseason. I'll let you know when to start betting those teams.
Yeah.
But the reason why I want to cut basketball kind of short, it's not because I'm disrespecting it. I love NBA. But right now they're still sweating out the Molly. They're still sweating out the marijuana. They're still sweating out the Pierre Jouet. They're still sweating out the Cristal. They're still sweating out the Ace of Spades. They're sweating out every type of alcohol and fucking narcotic you could possibly imagine. So let the NBA guys sweat it out a little bit more for another week or two, and we'll start getting into it. Because remember, basketball is everyday money. I'm friends with 80% of the NBA, and we will make a lot of money betting basketball this year. However, there's way too much money in college football and in NFL to be betting basketball right now.
Not to mention hockey. My God, how about those,
hockey?
How about those Las Vegas Knights?
Boy, I got to give a shout out to my Las Vegas Golden Knights.
Wow.
I mean, motherfuckers have won 7 out of their last 8 games.
7-1. They got the second best record in the NHL.
And I got to say, the only game they lost was the game I didn't go to at home. Felt like a piece of shit. Yeah, you guys out there that are from Vegas, you guys are Vegas strong, make sure you support them Las Vegas Knights. Like I said, if hockey's fixed, they give us the Stanley Cup this year, and hockey goes berserk. But
they just beat the Blackhawks with a third-string goalie.
Hey guys, it's 75-1 for the Knights to win the Stanley Cup. You put 1,000 to win a nice little 75,000.
You might get to hedge it in the postseason.
Yeah, or you can hedge that bookie.
Boy, would that be some kind of story.
Well, just don't forget about them Golden Knights, 7-1 in their last 8 games.
Congratulations.
Yeah, Colorado Avalanche Friday night. We got a game going off today at 3 o'clock, so let's go kick some ass. Shout out to those Knights and keep it up.
One more time, here's what you got to do, and you got to do it fast. You got to call me between 8 a.m. and 12 noon Pacific, Saturday morning. Between 8 a.m. and 12 noon Pacific, you got a 4-hour window to call me for this college football game of the year. 877-220-6540, $200, a measly $200 grocery dollars. You'll get the college football game of the year, Sunday's NFL, and I'm guaranteeing that game of the year wins on Saturday, or you'll play the rest of the college football season absolutely free. Won't charge you another penny for the rest of the regular season. That's how sure I am the game gets the money.
Well, I couldn't say it any better. Ladies and gentlemen, our life is dedicated to the sports betting world. Our life is dedicated to making our clients more money than they possibly can make, even at their own job. Our job is to make you a second investment, and that's what we want to do. People listening to the VIP Sports Podcast, not only to be better sports bettors, but to be better salesmen, to be better people. I'll make your mouthpiece from a water pistol into a 9mm. And as a salesman, the key of the day of what I'm going to teach you guys out there, you got to listen to your client. If you listen to the client, they will tell you what they're mad about. They'll tell you what they like, and they'll tell you how they can be sold. To all you railroad salesmen that overtalk people and try to railroad the guy, I'm not impressed with you. You're nothing. Guys like you are a dime a dozen, and salesmen like you are a dime a dozen. I guarantee you're not on the top of the board. And if you are, you're in a piss-poor industry. Because anybody can sell a deal and earn a commission, but it takes a true master closer to make a friend and earn a fortune. You can either sell a deal and earn a commission, or you can make a friend and earn a fortune. Listen to your client. See what they like. See what they don't like. Make sure that any objection that they have, you have the right rebuttal. When somebody says that they can't afford it, you don't tell them, well, what do you mean you're not interested? They just said they can't afford it. So whatever objection that they give you, make sure you have the right rebuttal, and make sure whatever you do in life, you're a fucking winner. Make sure you have positive people around you. Make sure if you don't have anything positive to say, you don't say it. You can accomplish anything you want in this life. I'm living proof. Go out there and kick some fucking ass, look in the mirror, and tell yourself nobody is better than you. Nobody can outsell you. Today is your day, because at the end of the day, like I said, there comes a time where you deserve to shine. Everything comes around, goes around. Karma is real, ladies and gentlemen. What comes around, goes around is very, very real. So expect to be treated the same way you treat people. So instead of being so rude or hardcore or a master run-over salesman, be a gentleman. Yes, sir. No, sir. Be a professional in what you do. Make sure that you know what you're doing. Make sure you know your product, and make sure you're fucking good at it, because no one wants to buy any bullshit. No one wants to get sold a fucking dream. They want reality. That's what I'm trying to tell you people. You guys out there playing fucking fantasy football, go to VIPSportsLasVegas.com. Let me get you into reality. Remember one thing. Fantasy football player pays the tip. The fucking realist reality football player pays the bill. On behalf of VIP Sports, myself, we love you. Stay strong, and remember, don't let the players be the only ones that get paid. Football's not going to be here forever. You deserve it, and you shall get it. You can't get what you don't ask for. We love you. See, you wouldn't want to be you.
It's Steve Stevens. I bust your bookie head open. Split it to the white meat, I ain't joking. Me and Dirt Bomb in the ghost float. Straight OG like that kush I be smoking. It's way too potent for rookies to come hit it. A little white girl around, I might sniff it. Poppin' bub in the club, so twisted. My pops keeps telling me to go get it. So I'm at the sports book, betting big on the Clippers. I'm talking about 5 figures, I need a few shots of liquor. Might need another zipper if the bomb play me. Fuck around and put a $500,000 on Tom Brady. When it comes to betting sports, Steve Stevens a beast. Need a certified winner called VIP Sports. Got too many felonies to ride around with my Glock, so sure to keep it since I got shot in Vegas like Pop.